Level up, level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
If there's one thing, right, that I can take solace on, that at least some of the members of this team is very, very good at, it's breeding, okay? Breeding, okay? Having spawns, okay? Because we want to make the earth into our image, okay? Myself and Baron plan on procreating, okay, as much as possible to make sure the world has more people like us to share the word of the Phoenix. I appreciate y'all commenting. I see y'all in the chat. Flames of Founders in the building. Walt, what's going on, man? Share the stream, let people stream out, let people know We are live. We did not have a show last week. I had the bubble guts. Baron had foot fungus. Hugger had a hair appointment. Chakalaka was arrested. And Snips was probably in the library reading because he is as studious as possible. Okay. More events plays. Yes, sir. Boston Game. Yeah, congrats to Baron, man. That's forget the intros for a second, right? Congratulations to my
Congrats,
man
B.
B. You know, that is girl number 3 out of 64 that he's going to have because he's not done. He cannot have boys. His swimmers are all girls.
That's all I got.
That's all I
he
have.
got. That's all he got. Girl swimmers. But you know, we love them. Swaggy C, what is happening with you, man? I appreciate y'all. I love it not only when y'all come through in the chat, but I'm seeing names that be rocking with us, right? I see y'all coming through. Not only do y'all come through and y'all be chatting.
Appreciate it.
I see that and I appreciate it. Def Lloyd, I probably said that wrong. I apologize. I see you coming through. With all that said, what's going on, people? Fame and Sam here from LV1Gaming.com, and congratulations, you guys leveled up to 220. This is the Double XP podcast. Lots to talk about. Ooh, bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye, baby. Bye, Uncle Baby. Bye-bye, Uncle Baby. Lots to talk about tonight. Lots of game topics to get into. We didn't have a show last week, so we are back. We're here to entertain you guys and have some fun. Okay? Might show some boobies. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. Did you deserve that? I don't know. First things first. Introduction. The man with the clamps. Citizen Snips.
What's going on, everybody? Glad to bring my studiousness here to y'all. I plan to read more in the future, maybe, perhaps.
Yes, and if you ever want to go to his Amazon wish list, it's full of hentai. Next up, my right hand, man, the floor hugger with the hardest of ours.
Oh, damn. No, I can't say that because you're not going to take that right because you're already in I know what mood you in. I'm not going to say that. What's up, everybody? I'm glad to be here with the boys once again. I missed you guys last week. Let's get into this gaming news and let's be gamers, you know?
Gamers? No, we
Gamers.
collectors. We just talk about games because it's
That's
popular.
true.
We're collecting.
Yeah, you don't play games. I forgot.
We're collecting. You know, we don't play no games. Games? What is that? All play is Avengers to talk about video games. Dallas man is in the chat. Dallas, the voice you got here every Wednesday and Sunday. Dallas, what is going on, my guy? Next up, the #1 reviewer, LV1Gaming.com. He also wants to let you know it is not tricking, but he also has it. Chocolate 88, what's going on, bro?
You know, Fame, I'm very happy that I can finally get to talk about some Nintendo shit on this podcast. I'm wearing my Mario shirt and everything, so
Lord.
yeah. Very happy, yes.
Nintendo podcast. So, hi guys, this is the Kids Bop Level 1 podcast. We're talking Nintendo today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bling.
Hate y'all.
You know how like the Nintendo Switch to never have achievement, but they got the perfect out, right? Like you do something in the game, an achievement, all you hear is here we go. Like that'd be like the dopest shit ever, bro. Like every time you get an achievement, here we go. Like
That
they
actually
missing
would
out,
be
bro.
pretty cool.
That'd be dope as hell.
That would actually be pretty dope.
Dope as hell.
Yeah.
Last but not least, if your email box is full and your DMs is popping, that's because the communication director LV1 Gamer trying to get a hold of you, baby. Bam J67, what's going on, Chief?
Nothing much, man. You know, the whole parenting thing. I thought it would get thought it wouldn't be a big deal, you know. Oh, third kid, yeah. Dealt with 2. No biggie. Man, I'm exhausted. But I'm here. Gaming is prevalent. I was wrong, and we're clearly getting God of War Ragnarok. Did I mute myself? You guys can't hear me?
Or am I muted?
I can hear.
Am I coming through?
Yeah.
Maybe it was me. Was it me?
I guess it was just you.
Oh, yeah, I lost everything. I was like, oh, he just gonna stop talking.
Oh, dang.
Cool.
Look, this party. Oh, we can hear. Thank you, Boston. But no, I'm gonna tell you, I was wrong, and there's still a part of me that doesn't believe it. but we're getting God of War Ragnarok. For some reason, I'm tainted, and I'll never be right again. I don't believe in street dates. I don't
What about your
believe
taint?
it's tainted.
Oh
My
god.
taint is tainted. Just like I won't believe God of War is going to release until it releases. So when I see it out is when its launch day is. All
I felt
right.
the same way about Infinite. So
Yeah, I just but yeah.
Yeah, but Infinite shouldn't have launched. I think that's the.
You-
I think that's the thing here.
I still want
I don't, it shouldn't have launched. Like,
I want the Craig version. I still want that game.
and you know, we got so much to talk about, man. Like, I really want to. Like, as we speak, and I'm like changing the title because I'm like, yo, we got to talk about this. Hold on. As this could be one of the nights.
Holla at you. Holla at you.
It's gonna be one of the nights because I'm already changing the topics, right? And we're gonna jump right into it. So the topic that I actually took off, we're gonna take 2 seconds on it because I just kind of booted it out, right? But we're gonna talk about Stadia, okay? And it's she on like Stadia's out of here, right? As if many of us are surprised because I'm not. Shout out to the homie J Dub who is off of Twitter for a while, but I remember it was at PAX. Kevin, you was there with us that year, and he brought Stadia, and granted, we was in that room with the bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But he had the Stadia going. He was like, yo, this is forget XCloud. This is the way Stadia is. Trash. And it's dead. Round the room really quickly. Your thoughts on Stadia's grand opening, grand closing.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll go. Okay. My quick thoughts on it. Google did what Google does and massacred it. And then recently, I don't know if it's verified or not, but come to find out, the reason you see so many Google projects die is because they're pitched and launched as a way to promote. And I don't have the exact link, but I read a couple snippets about it. And that actually makes sense, especially with a company as big as Google. What other way to stand out than to successfully launch a program? And then Google is so big and so integral into everything, it technically doesn't even need to survive. It just, because it's a money printing machine. So does that make it any better? No, it sucks because competition is always good. I'm always rooting for something to pop up and take up some space and force people to maneuver a little different. It sucks that it happened, but they clearly didn't even want it to work because there was no marketing behind it. Like I feel like there was a big game that they were trying to push behind it that never went anywhere. Not Baldur's Gate. What was it? Diablo.
There was a Pac-Man game that was exclusive to
No, there was like a heavy RPG game that they were pushing with it when it first the announcement
Assassin's
of it.
Creed.
Was it? Look, don't
Odyssey.
give me the lion. Probably, and then Destiny. But my point is, they legit stuff. But no, they legit didn't. They just launched it and was like, "Y'all do what you do with it." Like they don't have all the money in the world.
Yeah, there was a giant laundry list of like programs and stuff like that Stadia's killed. It just kind of scrolls on and on and on. This is just another bullet point to that list. And I didn't have any faith at I actually made on another podcast on Ready Press Play. I did a prediction that this year Google Stadia was shut down. I said this in January, and I was right. And I was like, damn, I got a point in the prediction results there. But I just. With it being a product that wasn't successful out the gate, and there's really not much feature improvements. There's a lot of features that they promised and never delivered on, and there's just no hype, no buzz, no revenue being generated. It's just going to be a dead weight. And at some point, they were going to cut sever that, and just for the overall bigger picture of the company. So had no faith in it, and I'm not sure. Like a part of me almost kind of feels like I don't want streaming to come ever, like streaming games anyways, obviously I'd like to stream movies and music and stuff, but like games is different. Like I just don't see how you can overcome essentially physics, essentially when it comes to like lag and latency and just If we can ever get to a point where like streaming a game is just feels like there is absolutely no latency, then by all means, sure, I'll welcome it. But I don't see that ever happening.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't even think it has to get that far because most people don't realize majority of folks have really shitty internet. Like that, it is more common to have bad internet than it is to have good internet.
Yeah.
So in saying that, and we have things such as xCloud and mobile gaming, like these things still exist and are successful. I think once internet becomes a utility, which in we think it's a utility, but it is not a utility. Like you're not going to get your kids taken away for not having internet in your home. But these are how utilities are like quantified. Like if you don't have electricity, you don't have water, certain things. So once internet becomes a utility, and is almost and is a standard, not feels like a standard, but is a standard, that's when I think streaming will fully be what it is. But until we get to that point, it's always going to be a rich man's game, something to enjoy. Like,
yeah,
That's true.
yeah. I'll tell you this though, I wouldn't play like Mortal Kombat 11 on Stadia, which they had it on Stadia by the way, and that was one of the promotional things that
coming
they did
from the Nintendo guy who plays Smash.
Well, anyways, but like they had like Xavier Woods. They did a whole promotional thing. It's like, yeah, this is running on Stadia, but like low key, it was just like, no, you're just gonna have buffering, and fighting games are all about like frames and timing and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Here's where Google, and again, I don't want, we got a lot of stuff to get to. I won't harp on it too long, but that's why I really don't want to give too much of my opinion on this. Here's where Google messed up is because, like Barry was saying, cloud gaming can't be your number one aspect of gaming because we're not there. We're just simply not there to make it a viable option. Like I play xCloud on the go, and I got my controller and I play on the go, but the conditions still have to be right. Like even if you got 5G, right? It might say 5G. That don't mean you actually getting those speeds at that time. The conditions have to be on point. You're like, oh well, I can go somewhere. Do you trust being on everyone's Wi-Fi? Because I don't. Right?
Mm-mm.
So you're mostly relying upon your own service provider, or if you're
Baldur's Gate. I'm sorry to cut you off. It was Baldur's Gate 3. That was an opening thing with Stadia. And that was that was one of the big pushes with it, but I'll shut up. I had to get that out. Sorry.
And I think that in itself, because there was no, because Microsoft can push xCloud right now, but what are they pushing it as? A secondary option. Not like, hey, be prepared to play on cloud. They're like, hey, here comes, I don't know, at least a third party title, High on Life. Here comes High on Life on your console. By the way, if you need to, if you want to, you can also play it on the go via cloud. But that's not the only way to play it. You can play it dedicated on dedicated hardware. That's where the Stadia was destined to fail from the beginning because we are not there, and we won't be there for a while because let's keep it $1.50 here, the UK, Canada. We have first world problems. My internet's slow today. I'm having problems with my internet today. That's first world problems, right? Some people, internet's always slow. How can you game that way, right? It being its number one aspect, it not having a dedicated box that you can download something to, it was always destined to fail, in my opinion. Mini Yeti, I ain't seen Mini Yeti. Hey, I almost broke my goddamn. Because I have a Sonic. And Sonic.
What is he supposed to hold there? Oh,
no, no. You know what he holds? He holds the double shock.
That's not where my brain was going, but okay, that's what he's gonna hold.
She's thinking he's holding these.
Yeah. So I found the Knuckles.
Both of them.
I found the Knuckles. I'm gonna order the Knuckles. And Knuckles is gonna hold the PlayStation controller.
The double shock.
Double shock.
The double shock. Thank you, Mini Yeti. He's absolutely perfect. I know it. They just some haters.
Oh no, we're not hating. It's just you, fam.
Proud of you.
Yeah,
making good investments.
I'm not hating. I'm just careful about where I throw my appreciation.
Giving these third-party companies a chance.
But Snips, Hugger, your thoughts on Stadia before we dive into some of the big stuff.
I ain't worried about it, man.
Yeah.
I never planned to use it. It's not something that's really for me as a consumer. We've talked about this before. I'm that dude who likes to build a PC or buy a console and have the hardware myself. That's what makes sense for me. That's what I enjoy. That's what I like to do. And I have no plans to change that anytime soon. For me, cloud gaming is a last second alternative, like you were saying, the way Xbox kind of does it, where it's like, hey, you can use it if you want to. It's there, it's available. That's cool. But for it to be like the sole and only way for you to play games on a certain platform or through a certain provider, not for me. So I won't miss Stadia. Peace. Have a good time with whatever Google decides to spend that money on next.
Yeah, and I think the whole there was no clear cut. If you buy the full price game like Assassin's Creed, you don't get to keep it. That was another one. I'm like, you know what? I've made my decision. That's okay. I have other options to go play these games and these avenues. But I think it's 151 probably that Google has killed programs. So just keep doing you, Google.
Hey, I just wanted to. The more ideas you go through, the more you have a chance of finding
success.
A good
one. Yeah.
Just throw a dart until it lands, right?
Pretty much.
No, I just actually realized that I just like the target demographic. You know, a lot of people that are like into tech and stuff like that, are bleeding edge. They're gonna have probably high-end PCs, and they're not gonna. You know, why would you buy into something that's an inferior experience? You know, you're not going after the casuals, at least not immediately. I don't think. But just another thought on that one.
So we're about to jump into, because right before the show went live, right? And hit the like button. We have to get into this Xbox getting approval for the Activision Blizzard deal in Brazil. That's the first domino to fall. We're going to talk about that right now. I'm about to go through and read a lot of stuff. Some of it, most of us, all of us won't understand, but we definitely will have the gist of it. I just had it here. Shoot. So apparently in Brazil, it's the first domino to fall. They have approved the Activision Blizzard deal. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of the stuff out to you that was translated into English. Remember that it is a translation. So I was going through this during the last person talking. I want to pull out some of the best stuff. One of the things I talked about is with regard to possible vertical effects of the acquisition. An attempt was made to assess whether, as a result of the transaction, Microsoft will have the ability and incentive to close any of the vertical related and complementary markets. As for the possibility of closing the game publisher market upstream, it is found that despite Microsoft having control of a relevant portion of the console and digital game distribution markets downstream, the company would not have incentives to make it difficult for publishers competing with Activision Blizzard to access its platforms, as this would necessarily imply a reduction in quantity and variety of the catalog of games available to the Xbox ecosystem, making the company's products and services less attractive to consumers. With regards to the possibility of closing downstream markets, the analysis pointed that despite the relevance and popularity, Activision Blizzard games, and particularly Call of Duty series, would not be essential assets to the performance of Microsoft's current and potential competitors in the console and digital game distribution markets, considering in the latter both digital stores and multiple game subscription services for PC and console. Thus, even if Activision Blizzard game catalog were to become exclusive to Microsoft ecosystem after the transaction, CADE, which is the Brazil's regulatory, you know what I'm saying, considers that such exclusivity would not result in a substantial reduction in the levels of competition in the downstream markets, even if it could translate into a competitive advantage for Microsoft. They're telling you, listen, even if Microsoft got exclusive, this ain't hampering no competition. Y'all still compete heavy. Furthermore, it is possible to highlight that the central objective of CADE's activities in the protection of competition, as it means promoting a well-being of Brazil's consumers, and not the defense of any of their particular interests of specific competitors. After all, one cannot lose sight of the fact that the holder of the legal assets protected by law, blah, 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 is the collectively and not the competitor economic agent as individual entity. In this sense, although it is recognized that part of the users of PlayStation console could decide to migrate to Xbox in the event that Activision Blizzard games, and especially Call of Duty, will become exclusive to the Microsoft ecosystem, CADE does not believe that such a possibility presents in itself a risk to competition in the console market as a whole. Finally, in relation to existing complementary My bad. Between the activities of Microsoft and Activision Blizzard in the game publisher markets, and especially in the mobile game segment and online advertising, it is found that the shares held by the parties in the segments and all scenarios examined are well known to the minimum percentage considered for the purpose of presumption of the possibility of closing the market as defined in their blah, blah, blah. It is concluded, therefore, that the possible vertical integration that may be generated or reinforced by the transaction do not rise to significant risk to competition, since no elements were identified that allow inferring the closure of any vertical related markets. In view of foregoing, it's concluded that present merger is approved without restriction. So the Brazilian government is telling you, hey, yes, Sony, you may lose some gamers over the Xbox if Xbox decides to keep Call of Duty exclusive. However, that doesn't all of a sudden mean it's not fair and there's no longer competition. You still have the capabilities to compete. You still have the assets, the market share, and everything you need to continue to be competitive and damn near still be number one. And the likelihood is likely that you will still be numero uno. I want to go around the panel. This is the first of many dominoes that has to fall. But if you're in Microsoft's camp, you have to be really excited right now. I'm gonna go to UB. Your thoughts on Brazil saying, "Hey, Microsoft can have Activision Blizzard with no restrictions. They don't have to make COD exclusive. I mean, they don't have to make COD multi-plat. They don't have to say COD has to be inside of a PlayStation service. COD can go be on Xbox and no other platform ever, and it's perfectly fine."
I'll say, just from, because once again, jargon, legal stuff, I don't know it, but I will say, outside looking in, I feel like it's going to be a lot easier for Microsoft to get approved than if this was the other way around, because we have, like, it's almost, if Sony would allow it, I believe Microsoft would definitely put Game Pass on the PlayStation. I'm shocked we haven't seen Game Pass on the Switch. I thought that was coming next when we started seeing the bigger cloud titles coming to the Switch. So, in saying all of that, dude, just push this bad boy through. Stop trying to act like this is the only first-person shooters and mobile games in existence, even though they are some of the biggest first-person shooters and mobile games in existence. Just let it go. You lost, bro. You lost. Let it go. Y'all got Square and FromSoft, so just let it go. Take the L. You got what you wanted. They got what they could afford, and it's like, let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, V, at all.
At the very end. Hugs, I'm gonna switch over to you. Brazil, Microsoft, you good to go, baby.
Oh yeah. I mean, it only makes sense. It sounds like it was a thorough investigation, and for years, PlayStation has prided themselves on, we make single player experiences. Look at the sales of Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, like Horizon. There is Call of Duty sells good for a while, and then 6 months later, the next one's announced and sales start to drop off. You will be fine. All your games that you release and then you put the best of editions with all the DLC on there, you will be fine, Sony. Stop bitching and put some money into making your Sony movies better. I don't know.
I mean,
you're getting a weird. If you're getting those weird pauses between me and y'all, I'm having some audio issues on my end.
Okay.
Okay.
So I thought you was
Like
just.
I'm losing like the last 30 seconds of y'all speaking. Like I'm losing it completely. So I do apologize. If it gets weird, chat, I do apologize. That's why you got something about my buzz.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. I'm making sure. I'm like, so are we pivoting? Are we done? You know.
No. Push
is the
show. You guys are
maestro.
gonna continue. I might just need to reboot everything for me during this topic. But I'm gonna switch over to Snips. And then I'm going to, as you guys don't burn the house down. I'm gonna reboot everything while Snips gives his thoughts about this.
Okay.
For anyone still kind of lost in any of the phrasing or anything that Fame read, It can be summarized in 2 words. Brazil essentially said, fair game. And that's kind of what I've brought up every time we've talked about this topic. Yes, Call of Duty is a big IP. And again, it cracks me up that every time Sony wants to complain about this, it seems like Call of Duty is the only IP they mention, like ignoring everything else that Activision Blizzard has, which kind of goes to less weaken the argument in their case. I guess they're so focused on this one single IP, they're not even paying attention to the rest of the value that this developer is going to provide or the studio will provide. So there's nothing about this acquisition is going to stop Sony from doing anything that they would like to do. They can go make their own COD. They can go make a better version. They can go make their own game. They have all the resources and capabilities to do so. They can. I'm very, very, very confident that there is no world in which Microsoft tells Sony there is zero way that you can get COD on your console after this contract expires and the 3-year grace period we said we would give you. No, I'm very sure they're open to negotiation, but they're not necessarily just going to hand it over. So if you're willing to play ball, I guarantee you they'll throw a few pitches your way and let you swing. But if you're going to sit there and be like, it's not fair because you won't just let me have it, well, then kick rocks. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. I really don't care. Again, my personal stance where I would like to be, I want games to be available on as many platforms as possible. I want people to be able to play where they want to play, and enjoy the games because I have brands that I like because I've purchased from them before and I've had good experiences, or I like the products, or I like the quality of their services, but I have no real brand loyalty. If Microsoft does something stupid and it pisses me off, I am very quick to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to support you or your products anymore. Same thing for Sony, same thing for Nintendo. I don't have anything that's going to be like, I have to play in this one place and this one place only. No, I'm going to go where it makes sense for me to go. So anybody who doesn't think that way, it's kind of hard for me to understand. But shit, man, I just want to play games. And if Microsoft is going to spend their money and throw their bank account around to get more game studios, well, hell, I might just be playing more games on Xbox. We'll see. That's all I got.
Damn, okay.
That's all I have. I was going to say, I just wanted to add to the Sony could just basically make a a Call of Duty competitor. So here's what I would do. All right, if I'm running this shit, I'm gonna buy 3 studios or found these studios myself. Then I'm gonna put them on a 3 do the Call of Duty thing where they're on rotation and stuff like that, where like one of them can be Killzone, one of them can be SOCOM, and one of them can be Resistance. And then there you go. You got yourself a Call of Duty competitor.
Well, for a lot of people, that's part of the issue with Sony right now is you're putting a lot of effort into stopping something when you have the capabilities to create something. Like, why so much? And I get it, bottom line stuff, right? But it seems like we're hearing Jim Ryan's all over the place, going flying to Europe, trying to stop the deal. Bro, like, take that energy and we're hearing they got 12 gas games coming or something like that. Let that be your focus. Okay. Especially if your competitor's telling you we're not taking COD off your platform. Is Call of Duty that important to PlayStation to where they feel like they are no longer PlayStation without COD? Because I'm sorry, I remember during the 360 days, most people were playing COD on Xbox.
And here's
most people I knew had an Xbox or a PlayStation. A lot of that was because of COD. PlayStation is PlayStation, not because of multiplayer titles. So how about you? And you're saying, hey, we're not doing day and date. It's all about these big box office movie type games. Is that not what the back of PlayStation is built off of? Because it sounds like they're making it seem like it's Call of Duty. But in terms of this, I think this is big. I think this is because, truth be told, I'm ready for shit to be over with.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over it now, right? The back and forth, the Biden. Xbox made a whole website saying, PlayStation is still number 1 and they the best. PlayStation saying the Xbox is evil. This is going to hurt PlayStation so much. What about the PlayStation gamers? Now Brazil saying Xbox don't have to give a shit about the PlayStation game, which they shouldn't. Xbox should not care the smallest bit about the PlayStation gamer who refuses to buy an Xbox. Because you hear out up and in tomorrow, I will never get an Xbox. I will never get an Xbox. If I'm Xbox, I don't give a shit about you. Because I tell you one thing for certain, two things for sure. PlayStation could give a rat's ass about the Xbox gamer.
You know what's funny about that too is Microsoft takes the approach of, okay, we don't need you to buy an Xbox. Here's all the other ways you can play our games.
Yep.
That part.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for me it's like you can't show me COD and show me anything about that game that is like the best in its genre or its aspect. Like it's like speed and or like movement and gunplay. I think Apex does better. It's multiplayer matchmaking and stuff. I think games like Valorant and Counter-Strike do better. The esports aspect of it, same kind of thing for me. And that's kind of bordering, that's personal opinion mostly, but you can't show me anything about the COD franchise where I'm like, damn, they're out and out the best about this. But they sell because they carved out that niche, and the only thing that's ever tried to come in and mess with them has been Battlefield, and Battlefield can't get out of its own damn way because they keep screwing up their games every time they launch it. So there is so much opportunity for some developer, somebody to just take that brave step and say, nah, I'm going to try and make a new 4v4 or a new 5v5 action-packed multiplayer-focused type game. And I'm going to take all of this feedback that is all over the internet about people who are raging about COD and play it professionally and spend money on it every year. And I'm actually going to listen to it. And I'm going to put some of that into my game so that I make a better experience for my players. And holy crap, let's see what happens.
I mean, if you're Sony, remember Dr. Disrespect said he's making some big COD beater. Jeez. Go holler at him.
Yeah, it's sad that has to be
that game is gonna. I'm sorry, bro, and this is no shade toward Dr. Disrespect. Millions of people love him. That game's gonna die on arrival. I'm just sorry. I don't feel like content creators should be making games because you're making games for you. And if games were only made the way pro players like them, they would all suck.
Yeah. PUBG. I'm not gonna discourage content creators from trying to make games. Like, do it. Odds are eventually one of y'all will make something good. It's your money. Spend it how you want. PUBG. As long as you pay your developers well, treat them right. Go ahead. I am never mad at somebody for making a bad game. If you make a bad game, oh well, it's not for me. Like, that was your time and your energy invested. I don't care. But make more games. Don't shy away from something just because, like, I hate this Sony approach to this is the only thing that can exist like this, and if we can't have it, well, then darn toots, that's just not fair. Nah, man.
They're just, the Salt Mines in the chat said, he said majority of that third-party revenue comes for COD. I'm not surprised, but Sony has so many third-party. FIFA. When a FIFA commercial comes on, how does it end? With a PlayStation 5. NBA 2K. When that commercial end, how it end? PlayStation 5. Madden. When Madden end, well, Madden might be Xbox.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one big thing that a lot of people mention it, and I'm not talking like I'm some guru, but I'm gonna say it. The casuals move the needle.
Every time.
Casual gamers move the needle. That's the true decision makers. If I tell you, you already lost MLB. You already lost it. You didn't lose it, but you over here charging people $70 when people are only paying $180 a year to have access to that and Madden. So you're getting Madden, you're getting FIFA because FIFA do be over here too. Oh yeah, my bad. 2K as well.
Not FIFA anymore. Pretty soon because I mean EA.
Oh yeah, FIFA is done. FIFA. My bad. Excluding FIFA. But you're getting 2K. You're getting if this goes through Call of Duty. And you got Madden. That's the casual soup. It is all on Game Pass. I think that's what Sony wants to not admit and say out loud. It's not necessarily just Call of Duty. Yeah, you're losing a lot of money there. But you got to think about how much you're going to lose from people. Because if I'm going to go over here just for Call of Duty, well, I might as well get Madden over here too. Well, I might as well get 2K over here too. Like, why would I want to buy 2 consoles for 2 games? Like, and you're going to lose a lot that way. And I don't think it'll be a right away type thing. Like soon as the deal goes through and the first Call of Duty comes out exclusive, it's going to be that next one. I think it'll be the year after. That's when people are going to be like, you know what? Everything I want is over here under one umbrella for one price a year.
If this goes through, they will lose a crutch. So you better learn to walk on your own 2 feet, baby.
They got time.
That's really
They
all
got
there is
time.
to it. That ankle can't be bummed forever.
Bro.
Gotta walk. Gotta walk.
Bro. It kills me, man, because seriously, like, they have so many IPs. They got so many IPs. Like, it just, but, you know, I've said it a million times. I still think it's going to be the next Sega. So that's my whole get down.
Ooh.
Somebody gonna kill you one day for saying
Bro,
that.
I've been saying it. And it is not because they don't have the capacity to do good. It's because you're taking too long to adjust. And then you're trying to play catch up and just throwing stuff at a wall, and it may not land how you think it is. That's my whole get down.
I thought I lost audio again. I'm telling you, his audio was
Oh,
pissing me off.
I could keep ranting. You know me. I rant about
Like,
this.
you see me doing this, I'm like,
I'll tell you what, Fame, whenever somebody, like, it sounds like they're done with their point, I'll do this. Just so you
Yeah, it'd be
oh,
the visual cues.
shit now.
Visual cues.
Oh, shit now.
We
Well, listen,
Darren's done ranting.
Chocolate, we gotten to you, man.
Yeah. No, I spoke my piece. I said that PlayStation should just resurrect their IPs and stuff like that. Make Killzone, make SOCOM, make Resistance, you know. And then also, why not just, you know what? Just make a bid to EA and just buy Battlefield from them. Just, you know, like, make PlayStation own Battlefield.
Don't do that.
just do it. Just cut the
so
check.
Rude.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this right now. PlayStation would do better by Battlefield than EA ever would. Tell me I'm lying.
It would have a better story. Like the stories would be great. It would have a dope single player experience.
It's okay. If we learned anything, all we know now is that you just need to release a cool anime that has to do with your game, and it'll absolve all the problems from.
Well, we need a goddamn Halo Infinite
launch.
anime.
Yeah, it needs to happen because the show didn't do it. That Paramount Plus show didn't work. It needs to get anime.
When they took off his helmet and made him Master Chief, I mean, when they made him Commander Shepard, that's what that was. Like that, they completely screwed up when he became.
I've never seen Master Chief out of combat so much. Like he's a Spartan, bro. He ain't.
And you know what's kind of funny is, like, you know, the people want to say, like, oh, you need to see his face, you need to be able to relate to him and stuff. But the Mandalorian already proved that you don't have to. So it's like, I don't understand why they had to do that.
It makes me worried. Like, if we ever get like a Warhammer TV show, and it's just gonna be like love and peace, and like when everything about Warhammer is complete death and destruction.
We've got to make it. We've got to make it.
Oh, we love the Emperor as they're being sacrificed to him.
Listen, shout out. If y'all got more, we can come back to the topic. But I do want to move on. And this next topic may hurt some people's feelings. I know there's been a lot of things happening on Twitter today. Some people having to take big, helpings of copium to deal with Herman Holtz and the things he had to say about PlayStation. We're going to talk about the future of PlayStation, okay? Oh. So I want to preface this by saying a lot of you people on social media are full of shit, and I'm gonna explain to you what I mean by that in regards to PlayStation, okay? A lot of us who have the capability of brain cells connecting and working properly said that these games on PlayStation would eventually come to PC. And people said no, they would never come to PC. Would never come to PC. And then when it happened, your brain glitched and your brain cells began to dissolve, because at that point you say, well, we didn't say they will never come to PC. We said they will come to PC years later. No, I never said they would never come to PC. I said they will come to PC years later. So it's like, okay, that's not what you said, but okay, we're gonna move on. And then we said, hey, these games are going to be day and date. They're on PC. They're going to be day and date. It's going to happen. And then you go, No, they won't. They'll never. PlayStation games will never be day and date. Period. That was the end of the sentence. PlayStation games will never be day and date. And now we find out that the multiplayer gas titles from PlayStation first party studios will be day and date. And then once again, your brain cells fail to function. And you no, what I said was only their single player games will never be
You
day
kind of
and
cut
date.
out. What would you say?
Yeah, do that again.
Only the single player games won't be day and date, but the gas and service games, yeah, we've always said those will be coming to PC. Stop changing your fucking narrative. What am I doing? 15 minutes of fame? I'm not.
Yeah, it sounds like
Wrong show. Wrong show. My fault. But the conversation has changed again because now PlayStation has come out and they said, hey, these gas titles, these multiplayer titles that are first party, they will be day and date with PC. But some of our single player titles will be exclusive for at least a year. And that at least where I think was to kind of rub people's booty cheeks and make them feel better about themselves. Because I'm telling you, when the 12 months are hit, the people with suits on are saying, hey, run me my money. You think somebody that's all about the pocket is going to sit and say, why do I have to wait 13 months instead of 12? Do it at 12. And eventually they're going to say, do it at 6. And then they're going to say, day and date. And then you're going to say, after switching your narrative a million times, you're going to say, I got no problem with this. I've always thought more people should play more games. When everyone plays, we all win.
Hey, that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be so damn funny.
It's what's going to happen.
It's gonna be hilarious. Like, I don't know, man. Day and date, it's not that bad. It's cool. It's right here. As soon as it launches, I pay for the service anyway.
We all win. It's more money for PlayStation. Like my homie Jay Barry say, PlayStation still get the money. Like that's what it's going to be because the narrative changes every 6 months.
And all they gonna
Meanwhile, we have been telling you because our brains function properly because we were not dropped on our heads as children. And we could see the writing on the wall, and we knew for a fact. We knew this. We saw the writing was on the wall. PlayStation, also known as Sony, they saw that Microsoft was making money and they said, shit, let me get some of that. Just like they saw Microsoft charging for Xbox Live and said, shit, let me get some of that. The only company that will not follow another brand is Nintendo.
And that's because they live on another existence, another plane.
So
don't you cheer them on? You was just talking about internet gaming and like Nintendo doesn't notoriously have the worst internet gaming ever. Don't you clap?
Yeah, we love you, brother. You take it easy.
Worst fighting community ever. Y'all can't even play the game on screen, and you're over here cheering for them. Don't you clap?
I don't understand the pushback of not wanting these games to be on PlayStation. PlayStation is showing you that it's coming, inch by inch, growing closer and closer. And they're telling you, hey, this is what we're doing, and we're still fighting it as if me experiencing this game, as if you experiencing this game takes away from me experiencing this game. It doesn't take away from it. Why do you have to have I can play it, but you can't? I am better. You're not better. You worked 80 hours for 2 weeks for $8.62 an hour to buy that game. That does not make you special. It doesn't. It doesn't make you special. So I don't understand why people are so easily My bad. Go ahead, Chakalaka.
It's because we live in a flex culture. Do you remember back in 2009, I bought the iPhone 3GS, and I'm like, yo, Fame, check this out. Look at this iPhone, right? You can't flex if your company ain't winning, all right? I got to say that right now. I'm just saying that's just American culture, and I am victim. I am like I'm pretty much the poster child when it comes to that kind of stuff. But you know what? I will say this. It's like a bit of a I can retcon stuff too. You know, it's fine. You know, we all do that.
No,
he called it retconning. No, we will not.
You're not a damn comic book, okay?
We're
You
gonna
can get
kill
to
that
call
down.
upon parallel universes when a writer changes to make up for some shit. Nah.
He just called it retconning. No, that dies here. We're not letting that hit the streets. That is dead here.
Banned.
All right.
Chat, boo this man.
He said I can retcon it. He just fake news his way into gaming. He said that's not what happened. We're retconning that. You can't Dragon Ball GT this way. Like, what are you doing?
Yes, you can.
It's not canon. You see that tweet?
You said that shit ain't canon.
We're not gonna let you get away with this. Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry.
But to sort of continue on, it's like it is a bit of a copium, right? You sort of like build up to it. You sort of like you're going through the stages of grief. You're going through denial, going through bargaining, you're going through anger until you get to acceptance, right? So it's like when I see the headline talking about when I read the like interview from IGN about what Herman Hulst says and stuff like that. It's like PlayStation is now not just the box that's under your TV. Now it's like a television studio. Now it's a movie studio. It's basically like we're basically diversifying the portfolio so that they're not just hindered to just the sales of the box. So obviously, when you expand into PC gaming and start going day and date, it only just builds the brand up. And I don't know. It's just like you got to sort of have to change with the times, because if you don't, you're just going to turn in the way of Blockbuster. You're just going to go. You know, you can't just hold on to things just for the sake of it. You got to be adaptable. You got to be able to pivot.
People shit on Jim Ryan, but he sees that things have to change. Just like Phil Spencer saw, hey, what we're doing, it's not working. But for PlayStation, it's, hey, what we're doing is working, but in the long haul, we're going to have to pivot. And people hate Jim Ryan for that, when in reality, he's making moves to future-proof the console you say you love so much.
Yep. Because we already know consoles sell at a loss. That'll never change. Like that's never going to change. That's not where the money is.
Unless they start charging $1,500 for them or something.
I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Please don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that consoles are going away anytime soon. I'm not in that mark. I think we're going to have consoles for a long period of time. However, what I'm saying is these companies are needing or wanting, forget a need, right? Because it's just like I tweeted earlier about the gas prices, right? OPEC Plus is cutting barrels of gas only because they want to. They don't need it. They're cutting the barrels to raise the prices up of gas. These companies want to make more money, right? And if you continue to want those AAA movie blockbuster ass games, you're gonna have to let PlayStation make more money. How they gonna make more money? Charging PC gamers.
Yeah.
Who loses in that situation?
Nobody.
If they're telling you, hey, we're going to make these live service games. We're going to put these games on PC, but we're going to continue to give you God of War Ragnarok style games. We're going to continue to give you Horizon Zero Dawn style games. Why do you care that someone else gets to play it on another platform?
Plus, the internet.
Like, you really playing the game with vitriol pissed and an incredible scene happening? Fucking PC, son of no legs, no walking nerd ass. Pimple having motherfuckers getting to enjoy the same game as me.
Oh my God.
Hurts you. Folks, I think Fame is letting us know that he doesn't have a PC. And it's okay. We're here to hug him. And
you hug me, I'm gonna grab your butt.
Don't
He's coming in for 2 hugs.
double
two-time
cheeked
champ.
up.
Two-time champion.
Is you like
What is Baron out here doing double cheeked up?
Cheeked up.
Two-time
On Thursday
champion.
afternoon, hella ass.
Yes.
Son,
the crazy thing is too is you don't like no other industries really experience this to this degree. Like imagine if we were like, damn, trucks should only be sold in Texas. No other states should get any. That's some bullshit. You can't sell a truck in freaking New York. What are you gonna do with it? It's stupid. You can't fit it on the streets. It takes up
Hey, there
food
do be
space.
dualies in LA.
Well, people in
and whatnot. It
California
is dumb.
fine because somebody's driving a
it is
Tesla in
stupid.
Wyoming. Who gives
But
a
I'm not-
shit?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna tell you you can't buy one there. Like if they sell it and you want one, buy it.
Shut bears.
Shit, man.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? The movie industry. Remember back in the day, for those that don't know, VHS, it would take like, 8 months for it to come from theaters to VHS, and then DVDs came out. It got like
A year.
4 months. Yeah,
It
a
took
year,
long time.
most
No, it
times.
took a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
And now you can come from the movie theater and watch the movie at home the same day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
Or
things
at
gotta
least- or
change.
pre-order it. Or pre-order it. Yeah.
My
Exactly.
choice.
The Black Widow movie, you
Imagine-
could watch
imagine-
it in theaters the same day as you could watch it at home. And that's Disney doing that.
Imagine what in the midst of the pandemic, Disney Plus and other people saying, "Hey, we're going to keep doing the things the same way we always been doing it because it worked. We're going to have movies in the movie theater instead of letting people pay for it at home." They had to pivot,
Mm-hmm.
and it helped keep them afloat.
Remember what happened with
Mhm.
HBO Max?
Mm-hmm.
No, because remember when they first came out, it was movies like dang near day and date. It was dropping on HBO
Yeah.
Max, and then
Mhm.
it pivoted really hard, and we know what that's going.
I know what I was just gonna
RIP.
say, but as far as Sony games on PC, and one of the good side effects is that the internet wins in the sense that
Always.
we get PC mods, like we get Homer Simpson and
Yep.
Bart Simpson and in God of War, we get
Mhm.
Kratos and Kermit the Frog.
Dude,
as
Deku as
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Looks
Deku
so
as Spider-Man
dope.
was fire.
I saw Kiryu in Spider-Man from Yakuza.
Ooh.
And there's something
That's fire.
something about watching him swing from a building and then land on the street in his pimp ass suit and just start strolling like it ain't no thing. It's like it's cool, man. I like that.
That's cool.
I didn't think that
So
Deku
listen.
would fit as well as it did. That was crazy. It looked like that was the game.
It fit perfectly.
Yeah,
It's the type of My Hero game that I want.
Yeah.
So for my PlayStation brethren, for those of you that are awesome and incredible people, and also those of you who drool when reading a book because it's difficult, it's okay that these games are coming to PC. Just embrace the Xbox way. Speaking of Xbox, we're gonna go really quickly. Okay, rumors are circulated. It's time for the circulator. It's
Getting
time for the
percolated.
circulator. The Halo, future Halo games, possibly including the upcoming highly rumored Halo Battle Royale, will not be on the Slipspace engine, the engine that they built for Halo. They will be switching to Unreal.
Ooh.
And
And
I believe we said this on a podcast before, so y'all can go back and fact check us. But B, I could have sworn we said the problem the Halo is likely having is with that engine. It was with that engine.
Mhm.
That engine is between that engine and the Xbox One, that was the problem.
backwards compatibility does it again.
Mhm.
Before we get to the last topic, really quick around the room, y'all thoughts? And I'm gonna start with Snips on the possibility of them switching to Halo Infinite and switching to Unreal
Unreal.
Engine and what it could do for the franchise.
Bro, I don't care what engine you use. Just make the game good. And when you release a new iteration of it, make it complete.
Mm.
That's all I care. That's
Mm.
literally all I care about. I don't want to
Well-
have a repeat of Infinite. Because again, I said it, Infinite, the base game, the campaign, I enjoyed it. It was fun. There was a lot of
It was
good
great.
stuff there. But you screwed yourself by releasing 40% of a game a year late, and then you still haven't delivered the biggest parts that are going to help save you too. And if that's all due to engine problems,
Say it
and changing the
faster.
engine will fix that, by all means, you should have changed it 8 months ago. Like, just
Mhm.
let's go.
Well,
Come on, man.
Yo, the next COGS, you guys should talk about some of the worst or best game engines.
Well,
That'd
I
be
was about to say this is like they're having an EA moment when they put Mass Effect and Dragon Age on the Frostbite engine, which isn't meant for it, and now they're going to the Unreal engine. It's like they're having an
The
EA
grass is
moment.
gonna look great.
The grass,
But how do
and
you
you
how do you build
it's
an
so good.
engine? How do you build an engine for this game and can't put out the game as it's intended to be because of said engine?
Hey man, ain't
That's
been back to the
terrible.
moon yet. No,
That's terrible. And the lead engine
this
designer,
might be
he's
a human
gone.
problem.
The studio lead, she's gone.
Yeah.
Like, what a waste of money.
Mm.
They all that money saved could have went on reviving Scalebound.
Stop, bro.
Stop.
Yeah,
Look,
quit bringing that up one of these
folks,
days.
we were having a good podcast.
Yobi says it's rumors that the engine really isn't a new engine. It's basically an upgraded version of the gameplay engine they've used in the past. That could be true. There could be chunks in there. Maybe that's why they're trying to put new shit on top of old shit.
If you're telling me that we can create an amazing game, because Xbox has so many games that run off of Unreal. The Coalition, you got some stuff running on Unreal. You need some help with? Call Coalition over. They got you, right? Unreal is one of the top engines. I think other than maybe the Decima engine,
Ooh, Decima's
Sony's
real
Decima
good.
engine.
Yeah.
Those may I mean, because what is the other one that everyone used to use? They don't use anymore. Unity, man. Everybody in mama was on Unity, right?
Yep. The RE engine's pretty
James
good for the Resident Evil games.
Unreal, all the games. Yes.
Yeah.
Unreal, all the games.
I mean, it seems like it's a really good engine.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, it's my understanding that Unreal Engine is like basically the most versatile engine to ever engine, I guess. But I will say, I gotta say that like as I have a friend, Dan, he's a developer friend of mine, and he says that it's not so much an engine. I mean, yeah, you can say that, but more so it's on like developers to like optimize the games when they get to final builds.
That's true.
If you can optimize the shit out of something, like I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Ori and the Will of the Wisp on the original VCR Xbox One just ran like garbage doo-doo butter. It buffered and lagged. Obviously with patches they fixed it, but I was thinking to myself, they ported it to the Nintendo Switch, and if the original Xbox One, which is more powerful than the Switch, struggle to run it, how the fuck are they going to port it to the Switch? But it turns out that they used a lot of the data from the Xbox One to like basically create like heat maps and stuff like that, so that they were able to optimize and fine tune it perfectly well for the Switch, so that if you bought it, the Ori and the Will of the Wisp on Switch day one, it ran better.
You're playing the Xbox version.
Yeah, I played the Xbox version. Yeah, but it ran better than you would on Xbox One day one, which is what I did, unfortunately. But just saying, optimization, that's the key.
Just if
Yo,
your game
Don got a big.
what?
What was that, Hugs? I'm sorry.
If it's gonna make your game run better on a different engine, like Snip says, go for it. Cause I'm Fame. This is the first time and last time it's ever gonna happen. Anthem still runs like shit, and that's on the Frostbite engine. Like it should have been on the Unreal 4 engine. A lot of the
Anthem
games should have been.
so good.
It looks
People
so
don't give
good.
Anthem enough credit how good it actually looks and feels. Feels so
but
good.
it should not have been on the Frostbite engine. Just change it. Have fun.
Shout out to Don in the chat. People talking about id Tech.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Microsoft, isn't like leaning in on id Tech right now. You own it. Why are we not leaning in on id Tech?
I wonder how much like communication and sharing of assets is really happening, or is it because you know what I mean? Like, or going forward, is it something we're going to see? Like, you're going to see every studio listed under every game.
Every time Aaron Greenberg posts something about out to dinner with the studio leads, it's always people from every studio, including the Bethesda studios. They're always together. So I mean, I would assume that it's there. I would hope.
Yeah.
Hope. Any thoughts on this before we get to the last topic? We're gonna talk about some Hank Hill ass. But end of the day, Halo get better. Listen, last but not least, we will be finally getting the Mario movie trailer tomorrow. And for some odd reason, people are fixated on Mario not having ass. I'm confused on why
Big
that's
Chuck.
important.
I just
to
don't
the
know
Rule
why
story
34.
and lore.
I don't know why they did him dirty like that. Like, bro has concave ass. It is negative space in his trousers. Like, why would you do him like that?
Him hurt.
Let the man have a little cheat, okay?
What is he gonna sit on?
Feel bad for Peach. She ain't got nothing to grab and squeeze on.
They had to save the cheeks assets for Princess Peach. What you mean? I don't joke aside. Y'all looking forward to this? Because I ain't gonna lie. Chris Pratt hating all. I don't hate him. I know people hate him for reasons I really do not understand. I haven't researched it, so it's not that I know what it is, and I just don't know. I'm looking forward to this. Wow, Mario got the wow. Shout out to Swag to see Mario got the wet ass pussy.
Oh,
let's
Lord.
go. It was Luigi, but now it's Mario.
What up, Yobi?
I'm just saying. But is anybody besides myself excited for the trailer? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited for it.
They got a whole ass Nintendo Direct set for it tomorrow, and it's already scheduled and everything. And I think it's just most it's gonna coincide with the panel. I think it's gonna debut at New York Comic Con, so then it's just like coming to the internet shortly thereafter, which is cool. I've seen a lot of speculation about the movie and stuff like that, and also his face got leaked by a McDonald's toy supposedly. So his face looks weird. Gotta say, I don't know.
They didn't go with the standard design.
No.
What?
No. Look, let me. Are
you serious?
I'm gonna post.
I think I saw what you're talking about.
Oh, you're able to pull it up?
Somebody in the Discord who works at a McDonald's in Australia leaked an image from a promotional poster thing they have.
I just put the Twitter link on the chat.
He doesn't look that bad.
You put it in which chat?
This Discord chat, right?
But general
can do
through
that
the
now.
podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, it's something about it.
I
looks
forget this
weird.
is a thing.
Something about it is really weird.
Wait, we can hide stuff from people?
And
he does look weird. What the fuck?
It looks very robot chickeny for my liking.
I thought.
What did they do to Mario, bro?
I hope that's not his face. I hope that's not his face tomorrow when they show.
I think it's because they gave him teeth. It might be as simple as
more
that.
like Mario instead of Mario, bro. Like what the fuck? More Rio. That's not Mario, bro.
Mario. Mama's Mario. Mario's a psycho. No.
I mean, maybe I'm overreacting, bro. We got this on screen. Okay, they want to see it on screen.
Here, I'll just put it in the chat.
Yeah, somebody drop it in the chat.
Drop it in the meme box.
Yeah,
we're gonna drop it in the meme box.
So I'm just more excited to see how Chris Pratt's gonna do it. Is he gonna go over Italian with it and be like, it's a me, like that kind of stuff, or is he gonna be like Lego Movie, kind of like low key, kind of just basically be Chris Pratt? I don't know.
I hope he's just Chris Pratt to piss.
He's gonna be like, sorry guys, it's me, Mario.
I hope that's exactly what